Dark Data said Mr. Butts is having problem again. Yeah, he is having problems. His life kind of is a problem, so I mean that in the best way. Okay, yeah, there are birds. We'll examine the birds.
This actually makes everything much bigger.
Oh, that's good for you.
Yeah, like the Discord video is bigger, our cameras are bigger, and the chat is bigger. Like everything is like effectively. Let me take a picture of it so you can see it. Like it looks very nice.
I'll check the picture after stream, but
Well, yeah, duh.
But that sounds like this might be a good setup then to go forward with.
If the audio works.
Yeah, assuming the audio behaves. I mean, honestly, even if the audio is identical to how it was before, it probably still is a net better.
Probably.
But if the audio is perfect, then that's the cherry on the cake. The icing on the cake? The cherry on the icing.
I do like me a Black Forest cake. Those have cherries on them, right?
Possibly. I think so. Is it Black Forest? Isn't Black Forest ham?
You can have more than one thing from your forests. Forests provide more than a single bounty.
Forests don't provide cakes.
I mean, you haven't been to the right forest. Have you been to the Black Forest?
The Dark Days said Black Forest Gâteau.
It's the most exquisite cake trees in all of France.
It's probably like those videos where they just cut into everything and everything is cake.
Everything is cake. Yeah,
I hate those.
Well, no, it's either, because it's the Black Forest, it's either cake or ham.
Cut into a tree. You're either going to get cake or ham. You don't know.
Cake or ham. You don't know.
Just bite a tree and Russian roulette. That sounds awful.
Get it? Because the Black Forest is in Russia. It all makes sense. It checks out.
Okay. Well, time to voice. Two gorgeous flowers are in full bloom here. I'm sure flowers as lovely as these must have an equally as lovely name.
Miles Edgeworth, are you done staring? I should hardly think passion flowers are all that rare.
Passion flowers? That's a rather unusual name.
It was named by priests in the 19th century
15th.
for the Passion of Christ.
Even earlier, the 15th century. Also, wow, religion in my Ace Attorney? Like real religion?
More likely than you think.
As they say, you learn something new every day. Passion flowers data jotted by the organizer so that I may remember its name. Wow, unique. Unique text for.
Oh yeah, that's the first time, right? It normally says just add it to the thing.
Yeah, it doesn't usually have something unique there. Okay. No, this is the same thing. I thought it might say something different, but okay.
It's a fireplace, and by the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently.
Yes, I can't say that I see anything unusual about it. Other than it has a mustache!
It does have a mustache.
It makes it look like a face. The flags look like eyes now. It just looks French. Dark Data said, oh, I missed Dark Data saying it'd be worse if it were both ham and cake at once. That would be worse. And
now I gotta make a ham-based cake.
I mean, that is not a vegan cake or a vegetarian cake. Which is weird because most cakes are vegetarian. Dark Data also looked like one was missing, so I think someone entered or exited through the window on the tree.
Oh, the flowers.
The person shaking hands with the Steel Samurai in this picture is Ambassador Elba.
It was taken just before the murder.
The Steel Samurai must be very popular. They're even using the National Treasure as backdrop.
I just don't understand. What exactly is so great about Top Knot there?
Humph, clearly there's a depth to this show that a young person like you can't fathom.
Speaking of young people, aren't young children the target audience of this show for costumed actors?
Edgeworth in the past was like never admitted that he liked it. Steel Samurai, and now he's just publicly defending it.
I think Francisca just knew. Like, she would just like peek into their shared room.
Well, I mean, Edgeworth was the one who was like, I guess young people like you can't appreciate something like this. Which, I mean, it's crazy because he knows like 10-year-old Pearl loved it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Phoenix rubbed off on him and now he's like willing to admit things he should be embarrassed by.
I'm sure he did rub off on him.
Okay, I didn't eat that.
This must be Ambassador Alba's desk.
His notebook is open on his desk. He must have been in the middle of some important work. Sapling growth lag. It finally sprouted today. Why are you reading his notebook, Edgeworth?
Funny, it doesn't look like important work to me.
I'll check him out. No, I'll check him out now. So this is the victim, Damask II.
What is with this gaudy outfit?
You don't know about Masked Mask. A few months ago, this thief caused a lot of havoc on the populace.
So this thief is separate from the Yatagarasu?
I thought they were for a while, because their MO and targets were different. The mask likes high-value trinkets like jewels, and being gaudy is his signature. Gumshoe was in charge of that investigation, so he'd know more about the mask.
Alright. I'd probably hear the tales of his failure anyways.
Humph, you haven't changed a bit, I see. In any case, let's get started, shall we? Won't rest on every nook and cranny. This nook and cranny.
There's not a single shred of fashion sense in the master's costume.
Well, at least I can appreciate the great effort he must have put into making it. You two don't know. You can buy this costume almost anywhere now. It's being sold since when? Since around New Year's. The streets are practically flooded with them. Turns out Damask is a lot more popular than I thought he'd be.
I can't believe that foolish fool would dress in fool's fool. I can't believe that foolish fool would dress in fool's clothing to act foolishly.
We get your point about 3 foolishes back, Francisca. What's this Dorito he's holding?
It is definitely Dorito shape.
And colored.
Now, is it Dorito taste?
Everything is, depending on what taste flavored Dorito. I mean, Doritos can have any flavor. I've seen at least like 4 flavors, so. What is he holding?
I think it's Doritos Locos flavor.
It looks like a piece of paper from a notebook.
Oh my gosh, they're definitely gonna do that. You know that, right?
What?
They're gonna make a Doritos Locos Tacos flavored Dorito. Like it's. I've already put it into the universe. If it doesn't,
I mean,
exist, it's gonna exist.
they haven't done it yet, so.
It's gonna happen. Mark my words. Somebody mark my words. Mark, where are you? I need you to mark them.
It would appear that directions on how to reach this room were written by hand. There is something written on the back as well.
I'd like you to steal the Primidoc statue in this room. What's that supposed to mean? Who writes a note to themselves like that?
If I had to guess from the text, I would say that this is actually a request from someone about what to steal. Just who is the person that requested theft of the Prima Duck statue? Is this just gonna talk about his outfit? Nope. The hat counts as the outfit, which is fair. This blood stain, or is this just gonna count as his outfit? Oh, I thought that Damask had quit the business. Dark Data said, the Triforce. Doritos Locos Tacos flavored park here in chat. Okay.
I didn't mean to pin it.
Well, it's pinned.
The Triforce.
There's worse things to pin.
There is worse things to pin. I'm just trying to make. I can't read the thing. Like the very last message always gets cut off. Give me a second.
Huh?
I got it. I fixed it.
Hey, I thought that Damask had quit the business.
There we go.
This guy, he's just a copycat using the name, a phony successor. He's just another petty thief. His real identity is an out-of-work guy by the name of Kashino?
Casino. Okay, get it?
Is
Get
that
it? Casino?
is that the joke?
I think that's the joke.
He's 29 and wanted on larceny charges. Dang. Just makes me feel old. Like, people are 29 and already have larceny charges, and
Already committing larceny? Oh.
like, what have I done with my life? Not done any massive crimes. That's
That's for sure.
From his clothes and what he was carrying, we determined that this guy is the real Damask II. Damask II. I should just call it Damask II.
Mask too. Every
Because
time you say something like that, I always think of Vine 2. You remember that? Vine 2.
like
When they
Vine, like
canceled
the 7-second
when they-
video thing.
when they closed Vine, they were gonna make a Vine 2, and the creator of Vine, like when he went to like advertise for it or whatever in the symposium, he did the he dropped. He said Vine 2, and then he did that, and nobody applauded or did anything. It was very iconic.
Well, I mean, like, it's like being like Facebook 2. Like, what's the point? Just update the.
Yeah,
I'd
just
say.
update your app instead of closing it. But
It's not like
Like,
there's a story that ended and now you're starting a new story or something.
it's definitely a choice. Definitely a choice.
The cause of death appears to be the loss of blood from the back of his head. Seems that he was struck with something very hard.
The cause of death was death.
In other words, he was bludgeoned to death. So this is the murder weapon in this case.
There's blood on the blade. It's a rather sweeping sword, isn't it?
What did you expect? It's Steel Samurai Daddy's secondary weapon. I forgot his name, Steel
Whoa!
Samurai Daddy.
Still Samurai Daddy.
Who? Like, they knew what they were doing with that name.
Still Samurai Daddy.
I only call it secondary because although he uses his sword in most battles, it's his trusty samurai spear that he turns to in a real fight.
You sure know a bit about the Steel Samurai.
It's only because I saw the stage show earlier. The owner of this sword is the Steel Samurai, or in other words, Larry. I should probably ask him about it, as detrimental as it is to proving him innocent.
Yeah, that's that's where the game is going right now, right? Steel Samurai's the dad. Like that's the entire conceit.
Yeah,
of the
but
story.
dad or father like would have been one thing. They chose the word daddy.
Yeah, I mean, Daddy wasn't as iconically cringe as it is now.
Was it? Like this is what, 15 years
Like, it was-
ago?
it-
Like
Well, yeah, but it was like a like you call your dad daddy. Like it wasn't like, oh, it's like a sex thing now.
thought it kind of always, or at least was that far back.
I don't think it was. But to be fair, I don't know.
I mean, I was
I
also
don't-
too young to like be. No, well, I wasn't too young. This is what, 15 years ago. I was an adult. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know either, man. I don't know either. If you were alive 15, no, I won't.
If you were not alive 15 years ago, you shouldn't be watching my videos.
Probably not. This is intended for mature audiences. I don't know how you got your Twitch to be verified in that way.
I mean, that's not hard. You just click yes. When it asks you if you're
Listen, if you're less than
17 or
18
older.
years old, I don't know if you know how to read. I don't know how to read half the time.
the other half of the time.
The other half of the time, I know how to read.
I suppose this was the wrapping cloth the mask too used to carry his stolen goods. But there's nothing wrapped by it in it now. I guess he never did manage to get his hands on whatever he
was out to steal. That's what it says.
Get his hands on whatever it was he was out to steal.
Okay, so it is correct. It's just the way I was reading it made it sound bad.
Yeah, you went into the sentence the wrong way, and then
I
that-
guess he never did manage to get his hand on whatever it was he was out to steal.
There we go. Whew. English. It's not an easy language, let me tell you.
I'm
Also,
not gonna say it is.
yeah, I think it's like as in casino. Yeah, I do think.
Okay, we are done here. Just verifying
We have looked at all the nooks and the crannies.
all 4 of them.
Gross.
3 nooks and 1 cranny.
It-
Actually, that made it sound worse.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I always thought it was one nook and 3 crannies.
The counterpart to the Babyliss butterfly is the Albastian flower.
The butterfly and the flower, they're both lovely things. But can we interpret this to mean that Alabas provides honey to Babao?
I mean, they could provide honey to me.
Wow. That was so bad that I almost called you by your real name because that's like not Shadjavipet.
Is it?
It's close, but like it's definitely like something you would
I mean,
say in character of the character you play in real life.
I was just hitting on the entire fictional country in one statement.
Yeah.
Francisca, can't you come up with a more meaningful or profound comment?
Very well then. Let's hear what sort of profound comment you can come up with.
Well, flowers cannot survive without the butterflies that spread their pollen, and butterflies cannot live without the nectar that flowers provide. If either one were to disappear from the equation, neither would survive. How is that, Miss Von Karma?
The explanation took too long till I nearly fell asleep. Well, let's continue the investigation.
Hey there, Shady. Francisca, why can't you just admit that I had something there?
Yeah, I made this thing. It's not anything. It's
I mean,
literally-
it can also be a hat.
I don't think it can. There's no opening. Like it truly serves no purpose.
Does a hat need
Yeah,
an
I think
opening? Just put it on your head, now it's a hat.
This is very uncomfortable.
Is it heavy?
Not particularly. It's not light either. It's just kind of shaped, like Dark Data says. It's shaped.
It's shaped.
It's shaped. I don't know. I just made it.
Of all the shapes in the world, this definitely is one.
It definitely is one. You can hang out there.
You can put a face on it. It's kind of cute shaped.
It
It's friend shaped.
It is kind of friend shaped, but I think it's just that's like a byproduct of me. Like I think I just kind of impulsively create friend shaped things.
There are some
I think
weapons
that's why I'm like doomed to not have children. It's just
because you make friend shaped children. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. Like it's just the amount of Riz in the universe would be uncontrolled.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely harm all those who have less Riz because you're bringing the average up, and they're comparatively more below average. Then. There are some weapons on display on this wall. A crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. They must be the counterparts of the Babalese knives. Which means the blades inside these scabbards should match the blade that was used to kill Mr. Cochin. Won't rest till I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I didn't know I was doing that here. I can spot absolutely no difference between this Prima Deck statue and Babals.
The statue's face looks a bit like that costume hero you like so very much. I only wonder why you Americans have such an affinity for this kind of face.
For anime face?
Well,
I mean, the implication is Steel Samurai is an anime, right? Or not even an anime, it's a Sentai. I think. Because they have live action actors.
Yeah, it would be... Is this like a Sentai? It would be like that intro to Yakuza Like a Dragon.
I kind of imagine it like Power Rangers if there was only one Ranger. But
Yeah, but I'm saying like the shows that that they just watched would be kind of like that intro video.
one of them was in a fire. Yeah, Dark Data, I remember. The statue wasn't made by an American, you know. At least I don't suppose so. Francisca, everybody that's not German is American.
Johnny Appleseed made that statue himself.
Jonathan Appleseedson.
Jonathan Appleseed-san.
Jonathan Johnny Appleseedson.
It's we established that it's Ringo in Japanese is apple.
What is? Oh,
Ringo? Didn't we
yeah.
establish that in the last game?
Yeah, I mean, last game being Great Ace Starting, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, the last game we played on stream.
That wasn't the last game we played on stream, there were several.
What was the last game we played on stream?
AI? Somnium Files?
Somnium Files? Oh, wow.
And the game before that was Aviary Attorney.
My entire reality just is non-existent.
My reality, no, that's been a while since we did that game. Since we did Doki Doki. We have no record of that too, thank goodness.
We do have no record of that.
It's the Steel.
Can't allow Monica that unbridled power.
There was a dark place in my life. I don't want to remember it.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be for you picking Yuri twice.
I mean, that's the only thing I don't regret, so. I'd pick her a third time, so.
You did say that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not her fault she was that bad, but now we're getting into spoiler territory, so. Guys, so if you guys are wondering, you could potentially watch Doki Doki Literature Club from somebody else streaming it, but I don't recommend it. Unless you want trauma.
Yeah. Unless you want trauma is quite the operational definition there.
Dark Data said, "Are we in America or Japan or a secret third out?" We're in Japanifornia.
Yeah, I don't know. Dark Data, do you know that these games genuinely were supposed to take place in Japan, but then when they translated it, like they were trying to say that it was California, but then
They definitely said it was California, based off
Yeah.
of the first case in the first game, where you use a
of the
time
hours,
zone
right?
difference from France, which happened to basically work similar to the time zone difference of France and Japan. I don't know. Either
It
way,
was weird. But
Either
yeah.
way, yeah, they canonically changed it to California, and that was fine in the first game, but starting with the second game and onwards, it got really weird as there was more and more like just Japanese villages and stuff just in California. Like centuries old classic Japanese villages. Yeah. Dark Data's aware. Yeah. We are an embassy. What country is that in? Yeah, Japanifornia. They never had it. No, I guess they do say America. And they even just said that here. That, like, Francisco implied that they're American. So, we're in America in this version, but we're in Japan in the original version. Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the samurai spear. Almost the Steel Samurai. Almost said the Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the Steel Samurai.
I forgot what voice I gave this guy.
Larry!
Sure.
Give him the voice that he has in the live action movie.
What voice does he have in the lab?
I don't remember. I'm not very good at picking out Japanese accents. There's no English
You know what, that's
dubs,
fair.
so
Yeah.
it's just English. It's just English subs. So
I'm already laughing at the choice I'm doing. I got it. Don't look at me. No, I'm imagining you looking at me. I'm just gonna say it normally until I can get the giggles out. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing. That's not the voice I'm giving him, but I can't.
Larry's just you now.
Larry is just me.
I mean, that explains how he pulls so many supermodels.
Oh, that's cute. You think I can pull a supermodel?
I mean, if you tried, I don't think.
If I tried, I guess maybe. Depends on the supermodel.
Actually, no. More of if you didn't try, because your Riz is more of like a passive effect.
Yeah. If I try, I get bad at it. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing.
I don't know what you did last time, but definitely wasn't that voice, because I've never heard you do this voice.
It's slick and shiny, just like my hair. It comes and you're like, whoosh. No, sorry. No, yeah, it's so hard. When you hold it, you just want to live your... No.
That's
Sure.
not bad. Just give him the voice of the biggest loser who's ever dated multiple supermodels constantly.
That doesn't help. You got a guest star in the back. That's very exciting. When you hold it, you just want to live your life like Bam.
Actually, I think that's close. You gave him kind of a Shaggy voice now that I remember it.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although it is just as Larry says, the spear is quite the symbol of valor. However, speaking of spears, aren't you supposed to use them by thrusting the point straight into your opponent? I'm not entirely convinced the spear is up to the task.
Thrust. What's wrong, Angie? You're just staring off into the distance. Oh, I get it. Tell you what, I'll tell you the studio. Oh, I'll tell the studio. I'll tell the studio to make you one, okay? But this one's mine.
Did I say anything about wanting one? Maybe I can shut him up if I show him the piece of evidence. That will point
Like-
something out about the spear.
Like telling Scoob. I've been accused of a murder.
What is that plan supposed to be?
Francisca, can't you see that's supposed to be a likeness of Ambassador Alba?
Kinda is. It's like a chia pet.
Miles Edgeworth? As your subordinate, you have a lot of nerve telling me what to think.
I mean, would you get a Chia Pet that looks just like you?
Yeah, actively. I think it'd be very funny. I would call it my Mia. Like here's a Mia, and that's a Mia.
It's a Mia. Chia
It's a Mia.
Pita.
A Chia Pete.
Chia
And
Pita.
That'd be very funny too. If it's like, oh, what's his name? Oh, it's it's Piotr. It's like the Italian Peter. Very funny.
I look forward to your next month's salary assessment. Wait, to your next salary assessment next month.
You are deluding yourself if you think you have any control over that.
Cut to. I guess we're gonna have to dock your pay 20%. We don't understand why.
It's Gumshoe giving him that news.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean, if it's Gumshoe, then he knows why. But if it
No,
was
he doesn't know why. He doesn't even know why he gets pay cuts.
I guess so.
He's just like, they're just a thing that happens just to everybody over time. Like, the longer you work a job, the less you get paid.
That reminds me of a video I was watching in which they described Lance and Senna fighting for the same brain cell, and that's so iconic.
Yeah, but I mean, Senna has almost full custody on it.
Yeah.
Lance gets it like once every 3 weekends. And then he forgets how to use it in that time, though, so he doesn't even use it.
Yeah. It's very unlike riding a bike.
Yeah, like, Senna actively tries to, like, work it out and get it smarter, but then every time
Yeah.
she hands it over to Lance, all that progress is lost.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the one step forward and he's the 2 steps back.
Well, it's cute that you think it's only 2 steps back.
Listen, Lance is not too bad. Could be worse.
Why is there a weapon on display in a place like this?
I wonder why there are no VIPs on display here.
Knives adorned with flowers are on display here. I suspect that these are the counterparts to the Babalese knives. The blades of these knives should match the blade of the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. What? One of the knives is missing its blade. What do you mean one of the knives? What do you mean one of the knives is They're right there! They couldn't just, like, make one not have a blade?
Imagine it.
But somebody sat down and drew 3 blades.
Listen, boss, I'm done with that drawing you asked me. You were supposed to have just 2 knives. Yeah, but you know, it didn't look right without the third one, so I went ahead and drew it on anyway. I thought it'd look better this way.
And you took the entire development cycle to make this one drawing. Like, we have no time to
Yeah,
fix it.
Have you seen the Chiaroscuro shading on it? It's some of my best work, boss.
It's the same as the knives in the other room.
Oh, that would have been smart. I'd started from scratch.
Dr. said no, it has a sheath and a handle, I think, not a blade inside the sheath. I don't know. What would be holding it up then? I feel like they...
Oh, Outcry saying hi. Hi, Outcry.
Yeah, I figured you were gonna want to respond to...
It's different now that I have access to the chat. This entire time we've
Uh-oh. Did something freeze? You just straight up froze.
Oh, could they not hear me?
You're back. You froze. Like, it wasn't even the audio. You froze.
So they could hear me, they just couldn't see me.
No, we couldn't hear you either.
Outcry. If you can hear me, bring down my black yarn. Well, I guess bring up. It's in the basement.
Huh.
Don't dox me. Tell people where I am.
I haven't seen that happen before where it just froze. I hope that was just a fluke thing.
Hopefully.
Let's see if the two pieces, the blade and handle, fit each other.
It would appear they fit together quite well, almost seamlessly.
Then this means that an Albastian knife did find its way into Babal. And it doesn't mean that. It means it's possible. But how? I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, Dark Data. Clock. There was a grandfather clock just like this one earlier in the Babalese embassy. You know, symmetry is a fine thing, but their interior design really suffers for it.
Really? I think this clock actually fits the decor in this room quite well.
I suppose the wood does suit the all-natural atmosphere of this room.
Its design and material it's made of strikes a good balance with the plants. Hey, you two! Now's not the time to be talking about interior decorating, you know. Hurry up and save me. Be quiet! Yeah! This is all part of my elite investigation. All you need to do is be quiet and watch.
Actually, I do believe Larry has a point for once. Can I examine this separately from... Yeah. There was the exact same statue sitting in that... Did we read this? I think we read it. No, we didn't read this. Oh well.
There was only one of these statues, meaning the one of the two is a replica. But both Alabast and Babao claim to have the real thing.
What an incredibly childish fight to have. Won't rest till inspect every suspicious looking nook and cranny. The counterpart to the Babalese butterfly is the Albastian flower. It looks like the bottom of a face to me, like the long bits of nose and the swirly bits of mouth. Or the wavy bits of mouth. The flower petal on the right.
In the top right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about something on the statue. I'm like,
No, the thing I just clicked.
I don't see the mouse.
There is no mouse. The cursor disappears when I select it. But you should have seen it move over there. The square.
Oh, I don't think. We'll see again next time you do it.
The butterfly and the flower, they're both lovely things. But can we interpret this to mean that Alabast provide honey?
This is the same thing is when we weren't zoomed in.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can't skip it any faster. Yeah, you can see this.
Oh yeah, I see that. I was looking at the top screen, not the bottom screen. For some reason, I always look at the top screen because like that's where the text is. Like I forget that stuff happens in the bottom screen at all.
Yeah. It's a Prima Deck statue. There's one of these on the bubbly side as well.
I hear it's very valuable and made of pure gold. It was the national treasure of Cordovia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica.
What?
So many replica jokes. Sonic, Kingdom Hearts, other games. They're all just coming to me right now.
But both Alabasta and Baba claim to have the real thing and won't budge from their claim.
An incredibly childish fight to have. Where's the nook and cranny you want me to... Well, I'll find it later. We already talked to you. I don't know when. No matter how hard you try, you'll never be a necessity in our Shifu's investigation. Is that a fact? But no matter how good he is, he's bound to overlook something. If you insult our Shifu, then prepare to be punished.
Oh, and how exactly would you punish us?
Every investigator under Shifu's command will work to disrupt your investigation. Vindictive much? I'm checking Shifu. Did some investigating over the Babylese embassy too, right? I did, is there a problem? Wang Zi says a wolf who aims to hunt for 2 rabbits at once. I believe the idiom you require is, he who runs after 2 hares will catch neither. Heh, a real wolf can catch both. I see, so what are you trying to say, seeing as how I'm currently handling 2 cases? Heh, shoot yourself, but don't say I didn't warn you.
Your chosen way to voice the character made it seem like you said shoot yourself.
Shoot yourself.
Yeah. Which is very funny. That's like touch grass.
Wow, I'd consider those very different
I mean,
statements.
they are, but I'm saying like that's like the PG version of what you knew what I wanted to say. But I'm
I
trying to keep it
guess.
PG.